Well, Cheznie, great to see you here. It's obviously it feels like it's been a long time since we saw you capture the British title at the K2 Arena at the start of this season. But it's not all about you fighting this time. Obviously, your time's coming back in November, slowly but surely. Yeah. But we're here to talk about really two very, very interesting fights that are taking place next Saturday night on the high stakes main event at Epsom Downs Racecourse in Surrey. And I know, out of all the fighters in the competition, you're probably best poised to give us a really, really good breakdown of the Ronnie Chisholm versus Ami Rahman main event. Probably because you've been in with Ronnie Chisholm twice. Yeah. I know that you know Ami Rahman and you sort of chatted to him at shows, but it's a very, very interesting fight. So first and foremost, before we get down to the details of that fight, since that massive win at the K2 Arena over Chisholm, how have you been?
Yeah, I've been alright. I've had a bit of time out. Obviously, the baby was born and I was sort of enjoying that little bit of time out. And now I'm ready to come back and get right amongst it. Now I want to try and go up and down the weights, and I want to beat everyone. That's the plan.
Dominate.
Yeah, I want to go up and down. I want to be active as well. I know I have a couple of fights, and then I sort of drift off a little bit. But I've had my bit of time out now, and I've had a bit of a rough time getting back to normal. And now my head's back in it, and I'm ready to come back and be active. And I genuinely think I'll beat everyone. And that's not me being big-headed. I genuinely think I'll beat everyone.
Well, I know there's a lot of people who after that fight and were all saying, is he coming back? Was that his sort of was he just coming to win the British title and that was it? But no, it's good to hear, because an incredible fight at the K2 Arena, brilliant performance, and what a fantastic main event it was to headline that show. But we're going to focus now on the main event next Saturday night at Epsom. So it's Ronnie Chisholm, your old sort of rival, up against Ami Rahman, and down at light middleweight this time, and they're boxing for the vacant British title. So I think let's try and break down both fighters, because both of them have their strengths and their weaknesses. Both are are very talented, but I'm going to start with yourself. So kind of give us an overview of how you see each fighter.
I see Ami is just he looks strong, but I just think Ronnie outboxes him and beats him. Honestly, I generally think, because I've been in there already, and I can see that he's got good boxing ability, and I've been in with him, so I know it. But I generally think he outboxes him. Ami's strong and he comes forward and that, but if Ronnie can stay away from him and just stick to the boxing, I think he wins it comfortably. That's my genuine thought.
I suppose, like you say, you've had those two fights with Chisholm in the competition, and like we say, last time out it was a fantastic performance. Chisholm obviously regrouped. He dropped down a weight division to light middleweight and won the national title. But I mean, looking at the strengths and weaknesses, what do you think Rahman's strengths are in this fight, and what do you equally think Chisholm's strengths are?
I think Ami's his strengths are he's looks quite built, and he's strong upper body, and I think he'll just try and walk Ronnie down. But I think if Ronnie sticks to his boxing, stays on the outside, hits some moves, I can see him making an easy night for himself. But if Ami's training properly and he's fit, he might not let him be as easy. He might come try and wear him out, wear him down, and stop him. But if Ronnie stays away, I think he beats him comfortably. That's just my honest opinion. I mean, nothing against Ami Rahman, but I just think Ronnie's the better boxer, technically. So I think the skills come down to it. He's got more skills. Yeah,
I mean, I think I've chatted to a lot of people, both fighters in the competition, sort of fans of the competition, and there's a real kind of split in terms of how people see this fight going. I mean, I think what people have sort of said is, Rahman's he's a proven puncher. He's knocked out pretty much every competitor that he's sort of faced, both in Quest and outside the competition. He's strong. He's coming up a weight. He's talking about that he feels stronger at this weight, coming up from welterweight. And really, the only blemish on his record was a sort of a performance outside of Quest where he got sort of stopped defending one of his championship belts then. So
has he not boxed Nathan Misen before?
No, so Rahman's only defeat outside of the competition was against a fighter called Solomon Lafleur, who he got stopped, and there was talk of him facing Nathan Misen before he turned professional. So, he's got that kind of, he's shown that vulnerability, I suppose.
Yeah.
But equally for Chisholm, like you've said, a lot of people believe that his boxing ability, his boxing IQ, what he can do in the ring, beats Rahman if the best version of Ronnie Chisholm
that's
turns
it.
up.
If he looks like he's in good shape and he looks fit, so I just think if he can stick to the boxing and not get him too involved, because that's what Rahman's going to try and do. He's going to try and get him involved with a fight. I don't think he needs to. He can make it easy for himself if he chooses to, but as I know, Ronnie likes to have a bit of a tear up. So I don't know. I personally think Ronnie's going to win, but I'm not taking anything away from Rahman. But
would you be surprised if Rahman won?
I wouldn't say surprised. I'm not really too sure, because I genuinely think that he can be outboxed, but he might prove me wrong. I haven't seen too much of him. I've seen little bits here and there, but from what I've seen, I just think Ronnie can outbox him, and that's just what it comes down to be honest. The boxing skills against the puncher, really, innit? But I don't know. Who's Rahman really? Who's he fought to who's he? I don't think he's boxed anyone on boxing wise Chisholm's level.
No, I mean that's technically
wise.
Yeah, I mean he sort of he won the national welterweight title in the Quest competition. He's obviously he's won the British title down at welterweight against Conor Cartwright on the undercard of you back in March. So he's beaten who's been put in front of him.
Yeah, that's all you can do really. But I just think this is it's a step up in levels, and if he beats him, then fair play to him. If he beats Chisholm, then fair play to him. Then we'll see what happens, and maybe we can see where we go from there. Maybe a big fight for the future.
Definitely. I mean, that's the intriguing thing, isn't it? Because when you get a fight like this, you could argue either way. You could say, well, Rahman's going to be too big, too strong. You've got to question Chisholm's chin. He got sort of stopped against yourself back in March. And then equally, you can say, well, Chisholm bounced back, a great performance against Ryan Kavanagh. Obviously edged you out in a very tight fight when you sort of joined the competition. Yeah. So he's got that. He's proved that he can mix with good boxers.
Good standard,
and he's also sort of shown a good chin against Kavanagh. Got caught with some good shots in that fight and came through very strongly. So you could argue either way for this fight. I suppose it's
a 50-50 in it. It's what you prefer, what you. I mean, personally, I like watching the boxing skills, but Rahman's going to bring it, and he's going to try and have a tear up and make it his own fight, which he should do. It's
like I say, it's champion versus champion. It's sort of it's really winner takes all in this fight, because I know the bragging rights. Both of them are both of them really want to win this fight, and I suppose whoever wins, it's a big statement and sets up potentially massive fights later on this season and next. So very, very interesting clash. So I'm going to press you. I want I know you already kind of pretty much said it, but who wins and how?
I think Chisholm points. That's what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
But don't be surprised if he can stop Rahman if he wears him down. But I think Rahman's fit and so I think Chisholm points. Well, it'll be a good fight.
It will be a really good fight, and also a fight that's probably you'll have your eyes sort of just as equally sort of focused on the undercard is the clash for the national middleweight title between the champion Killian Mills and the challenger Jake Dove Lyons, who I know both of them have sort of have made their way up the rankings. Jake Dove Lyons has won the regional title. He's stepping up now. Both of them undefeated coming into this. So give us your thoughts on both Mills and Dove Lyons.
I haven't really seen much of both of them, to be fair, but I've seen little bits. Jake looks strong and fit. That's his main attribute. I think he's fit and he's always in the gym. But I think Killian Mills can outbox him. But I've seen it. He can be quite easy to hit Killian Mills. So it depends whether Jake can catch him or not. But I think if he uses his long arms, and he can outbox Jake. Personally, so I think boxing skills again.
Yeah, I mean, I've probably got a better insight into both fights. I know you're sort of saying you've not really seen too much, but Mills is tall, he's rangy, he's got good boxing ability. He's had some great performances. He won the national title against Jack McLean back in May, and like you say with Dove Lyons, I mean, he's strong, he's aggressive. He's shown chinks in his armour. Like he likes to get involved too much and he leaves himself open, but it's it's a pick and fight. Both of them have made their way to where they are in the competition without losing. Both of them have got strengths and weaknesses. Mills has shown that he can get a little bit sort of ragged. He can get caught, and same with Dove Lyons. But Dove Lyons has shown a granite chin, but we've not really had to see Mills come through a crisis yet. He's taken care of business very, very well against all his opponents. So, potentially for you, waiting in the wings. I know that sort of Dove Lyons is he's been saying, when do I get to fight?
I was there before at the last show. He asked, but I don't know. I personally think I outbox Jake easy, and I reckon I could stop him as well. But I see how he gets on with Killian. I think Killian Mills, from what I've seen, his boxing skills, like I said, I think he can outbox Jake, but Jake is fit and he'll keep coming. So it's whether Killian Mills can take the pressure and the strength from Jake. But be a good fight as well. I look forward to seeing that one as well. I'll be watching that.
Well,
close eyes.
Absolutely. I mean, two fights equally, both could be main events.
Both 50-50 fights as well, which is good. It's good to see. Really,
like I say, two crackers. So I'm going to sort of wrap it up there. I mean, like I say, for yourself, you'll be an interested sort of spectator ringside on next Saturday night at Epsom Downs, watching these fights. But and for yourself, how's preparations? I know you're back in the gym. I know you've obviously said you've put a little bit of timber on.
A little bit, yeah. I've got myself into a bit of I'd say a bit of a bad way. I got the win against Ronnie, and then I thought that was all I wanted to do. So obviously I had to get the baby out of the way, and then got myself into a bit of a down patch where I felt down and I felt just a bit deflated. So I was waking up every day and I was going to my missus and I was saying, I don't hate myself at the minute, but I wouldn't do nothing about it. I just carry on eating. Do you know what I mean? So, but she pushed me. She was just like, just get back to it and just focus on what you're eating. And now I'm cutting the weight down. I'm back to eating healthy, and it's coming down slowly. And I'm back, and the science clicked now. I want to stay active, and I want to.
The one thing I've always found is if you haven't got that sort of date, that purpose, that sort of that reason to put yourself through the pain, the runs, the training, the sort of whatever it is that you're focusing on.
There's nothing. That's exactly what I was going to say to you. The focus.
The focus is that what it's like. Well, if I don't do that run, what's gonna happen? It's not like I'm 6 weeks out from a big fight, but as soon as
I can't have a chocolate cake or something. Do you know what I mean?
I'll have that whole gatto, not just half of it.
Yeah, no one gets it looking.
No, that's it. But as I say, really looking forward to seeing you back in action in November. That's going to be a fantastic fight, and I know you sort of the prep, and you've got some of your gym mates on the same show as well. So, with that in mind, as I say, that is pretty much it. It's, as I say, 2 great fights next Saturday night at the Epsom Downs Racecourse. Chisholm versus Rahman, as I say, I think it's going to be a barnstormer, and equally so, Jake Dove Lyons versus Killian Mills. So. I'll let you crack on now. I'll let you get back to that not the gatto anymore.
No more gatto.
No more gatto. But
my missus got her eyes,
she's not going to let you.
She's on me.
But listen, look forward to seeing you ringside next week. Thanks for your time. And as I say, we're going to be heading ringside next Saturday night at the Epsom Downs Racecourse in Surrey. It's the high stakes promotions and headlining. You do not want to miss this one. It's Ronnie Chisholm, Rahman, champion versus champion. Don't blink.